Hey folks, Vic King here from Strong Sites. Today I'm diving deep into a head-to-head comparison between two tools in the local SEO space. SEOSpace Local, which is the brand new add-on for Squarespace users of SEOSpace, and BrightLocal, which is the software that I've used for years in my own projects. So whether you're a DIY business owner trying to boost visibility, or an agency or a freelancer looking for client-ready tools, I'll walk you through what each tool offers and why it matters and where each one shines. Plus, I'll link to another video where I show some creative ways to collect and display reviews, so check the description for that. All right, let's get into it. First, why does local SEO matter? Because almost half of Google searches have local intent. That's something like 4 billion searches a day. And local SEO is easier to win than international or national SEO. So if you are a business who serves clients locally, whether you're a service area business or a brick and mortar, local SEO should be an important part of your SEO strategy. All right, so here's the two tools. We've got SEOSpace and BrightLocal. SEOSpace Local is an add-on inside the SEOSpace plugin, which is made specifically for Squarespace websites. And it's designed to simplify local SEO basics, right? It's built for ease of use. It integrates right into the rest of your SEOSpace dashboard if you're using it on your site more generally. It's about $30 a month if you add it on to their $10 or $25 a month annual plans. And it's included for free in the expert plan, which is usually $100 a month, but right now it is $70. BrightLocal is a one-stop shop for local SEO software and services that have been around. I think they've been around for about 15 years. It's designed to work with any website platform, and their plans run between $29 and $44 a month, depending on what you're doing. They also offer a pay-as-you-go citation builder service that's $2 a pop, $2 a citation, or $25 per annual submission to citation directories. So SEOSpace is strictly a DIY tool. BrightLocal also offers some services as well. The first and most important thing that you need to know about local SEO is that your Google Business Profile, your GBP, is the one thing to rule them all. I think I talked about this in a video I made last year called "You Don't Need a Website to Get Started," or "You Don't Need a Logo," or something like that. The thing I said you need instead to start before you build a website is a Google Business Profile. If you're starting a business, you should create and claim a Google Business Profile as soon as possible and start getting reviews on it and that kind of thing, because it's going to be the quickest path to ranking in any way, shape, or form in Google when you're a brand new business. You could build a website, but a Google Business Profile will get you there faster. This is what a local search result on Google looks like. You search for something, maybe it's a service plus a town name. You don't really need to put that in anymore. Google has gotten really good at figuring out when a search that you make has local intent. So if you just search for pizza, Google's not going to show you the best pizza places in Chicago or New York if you're not in Chicago or New York. They're going to show you the closest pizza places and the closest highly ranked pizza places, right? That's the very basics of local SEO. That's how it works. It's predicated largely on your Google Business Profile, but also on other factors that you're going to see. So it's the strength of your profile. It's how far is the person who's searching for you from you. And this is where things like rank tracking, which I'll talk about towards the end of the video, can really come in handy. With rank tracking, which you can do with both SEOSpace Local and with BrightLocal, you can see how a business ranks at searches done from specific geographic points relative to its neighboring competitors. Okay, so besides just having your information accurate on your Google business listing, the most important bit of info is your business category. How are you categorizing your business? I've seen businesses that had the wrong primary category in this spot, and they were buried in search results for what they were actually doing as a result. And when we changed the primary category to be accurate, to reflect it, they shot up in the rankings. Google lets you do one primary category and up to, I think, 9 secondary categories, although don't spread it too thin. Don't overdo it. It dilutes your authority. Both SEOSpace and BrightLocal analyze what categories your top local competitors use, and that can help you reverse engineer what's working in your niche. Let me show you what both of these tools look like on the back end. I'm logged into SEOSpace, to their local SEO dashboard, and I'm logged into BrightLocal, and I'm logged in for the same business. This is a business that I help manage on an ongoing basis. So let's look at the two dashboards and we can see how they're similar and different. SEOSpace Local pulls in just basic stats from your Google Business Profile, which you can also see on your Google Business Profile. It's fun to see those things pulled in and which way they're trending. This is a school, and I'm in the United States, so school is out for the summer. So all this stuff is going to be trending down like crazy because nobody cares about school when school's out. But here, BrightLocal also has a dashboard that pulls in some of these Google Business Profile statistics. BrightLocal has a tool called GBP Audit that will audit your profile, double check all of your data, pull all reviews in, make sure there's not any duplicate listings, which can hurt your data. But they don't give you a whole lot of actionable steps to do. You can, if you run their general local service audit, they actually have a few useful things here. So they'll show you where you rank overall for, in this case, when I ran the audit, it was just for school. These results would look quite different if the keyword I ran was private school, because this is one of two private schools in the entire list. The local search audit that you run on BrightLocal also just gives you some basic technical SEO audits on your website and tries to give an overall general grade, right, across these major areas of local SEO. Let's go back to GBP because I really like what SEOSpace has done with their GBP audits. So first, they want to make sure that you've filled in all of the fields on your Google Business Profile. And so they flag anything that's weak or needs to be filled in. And then if you go into local SEO tasks, this is more than just GBP optimization. They're talking about your local SEO presence in general. Other broad SEO tools will do things like this, but they've got critical, recommended, and optional actions you can take that will help how you show up in local SEO. I really like that. I don't think BrightLocal has anything quite like that. And that's an area where I think SEOSpace, despite being new, has BrightLocal beat. Makes it very actionable. But let's talk about reviews, because reviews are one of the biggest factors in how a business shows up in local search. Here's my business's Google reviews, and let's see what reviews look like in SEOSpace Local and in BrightLocal. In BrightLocal, they call it reputation. This is an example of a place where BrightLocal, being a more mature tool, having been around for over a decade, has really developed a comprehensive suite for review management. They pull in reviews from multiple sources and index them, give kind of a review source breakdown, average rating breakdown. They allow you to, quote unquote, manage reviews where you can respond directly within the BrightLocal dashboard to a Google review. SEOSpace has something similar. With both of these tools, you connect your Google Business Profile to the tool, and that allows you to do some management of your Google reviews, at least directly from the tool. So look, you've got all these unanswered reviews and you can reply right in line, and that will post as a reply from your Google Business Profile. That's about as far as the SEOSpace Local tool goes, though. If you click on this collect more reviews thing, they surface the direct leave a review link from your Google Business Profile, which you can also get directly from there. And they also generate a QR code for you that you can use to send people to that same thing. Henry, the founder of SEOSpace, in a webinar about all this, showed these screenshots of a review embed widget that they're building that will make it easy for you to show your Google reviews in a nice embed frame on your website. It's not available yet, but it looks good so far. BrightLocal does the same thing, already available. They have two different kinds of widgets, a list or a carousel, or you can generate a JSON feed and doing what you want with it. So you can have it filter for different star levels of reviews, recency, review sources. So BrightLocal can actually display reviews from more than just Google. I actually haven't used this tool in BrightLocal because I use something else generally for review display widgets. I either build the reviews just into a carousel so that they're rendered directly within the website, or I embed a widget from Repuso, which is a tool that I've used for years, specifically for review widgets that I really like. BrightLocal also has a review generation campaign capability where you can import customer information and send review requests directly from BrightLocal. It's really quite powerful. This would be an area where BrightLocal far outpaces SEOSpace. Again, at this point, it's early days for SEOSpace Local. So just to summarize that, reviews are massive for local rankings and conversions. So like over 70% of people say that they always or regularly read reviews before choosing a business. SEOSpace, as I showed you, makes it easy for you to grab your Google review link. It creates a QR code that you could print, and it helps you track basic review count changes and reply to reviews directly from the backend. BrightLocal really has full-on review management. You can email and SMS review campaigns, monitor reviews across multiple platforms, and you can customize review landing pages to some extent. So the winner on the review front, I think for now, is BrightLocal. I showed you some of the basics of BrightLocal's embeddable review widgets. I have a whole nother video on other ways to show reviews, so you can check that out, and check out Repuso or ElfSite if all you need is just highly customizable review display widgets. Another aspect of local SEO with Google Business Profiles specifically that most people don't know about or don't think twice about is Google Business Posts, GBP posts. You can actually make posts of offers, of news, announcements, anything from your Google Business Profile, and Google will surface those in local search results. It's a way to keep your listing fresh without just editing your info. Google regards it with suspicion when you are constantly editing your Google Business Profile, just basic listing details. But making GBP posts is a way to keep your listing fresh, to signal to Google, hey, we're in business, we're doing stuff. And Google rewards it with increased visibility and better click-through rate when you have promotions or updates or new products or that kind of thing. Both of these tools let you post directly from the interface. So this is what the SEOSpace post thing looks like. I don't have access to the GBP post scheduler for BrightLocal for this location because I'm not currently paying for their publishing pack, the Active Sync and GBP Post Scheduler feature. That's like $50 a year, or it's included with a higher tier plan. Just for this feature, SEOSpace wins for having no upcharge. One of the vulnerabilities in Google Business Profile listings is that anybody can suggest edits. And absent reason to believe to the contrary, Google will often implement them. If you've claimed it, they may send you an email asking you to approve or reject the edits, but not always. And I've known clients whose Google Business Profile listings have been sabotaged by their competitors by suggesting guest edits that mark them as closed, or there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Anything you can imagine. It's happened. Active Sync is this tool that BrightLocal came up with, or this layer of their software that helps protect your listing from external edits. So when anybody proposes an edit to your listing, you get an email from BrightLocal to approve or reject it, and you can go right in and approve or reject it. They focus this service on Google, Bing, Apple, and Facebook. Those big four. You can basically sync and kind of lock in their info as it relates to your business. So yeah, that's Active Sync, and it's fantastic. Highly recommend it. So just like you would look when you're looking up a business, you would look for social media profiles, testimonials, reviews, credentials, that kind of thing. Google scans the internet and scans these directory sites, looking to see how widely your business is listed or mentioned. The statistics that I saw attributed maybe 7% of local SEO rank factor on Google to citations. But they still matter, and especially if you're a new business and there's not very many mentions of you on the internet, some citation building is kind of table stakes to get things started. SEOSpace shared these screenshots of Citation Builder that they are building, and they have a wait list for it, but it is not available yet. So I can't really evaluate it over against BrightLocal, but I will show you BrightLocal's, and it's awesome. So they've got a citation tracker that scans the internet for mentions of your business and highlights inconsistencies in the name, address, and phone number, which can reduce Google's confidence in the validity or accuracy of your business info. And then there's Citation Builder, where for $2 a pop, you can hire BrightLocal's team to build out citations on the highest value directory sites and also update ones that are out of date. And then you can also, for $25 a pop or for $100 for all 5, submit your business's location info to the major aggregators that will help your business appear in hundreds, if not thousands, of different business directories beyond the manual citations that you can have built there. Everything that I'm seeing here in the promotional info for SEOSpace's citation tool, it looks like they're basically taking a page from BrightLocal's playbook, like even using some of the same language, like ActiveSync, cleaning up existing listings, removing duplicate entries, building citations. These are all things that BrightLocal already does. If you're looking to do this now, SEOSpace Local doesn't do it yet, although I'm excited to see what their tool looks like and how it compares pricing-wise with BrightLocal's. It's worth noting here, by the way, that most of these citation building services are subscription-based, so you have to pay a bunch of money on an ongoing basis, which makes no sense because most of these citations are built once and then they're there. Like, they're not going to just get erased because you stopped paying for them, unless the company that built them is going to go delete them, which would be mean. I really like BrightLocal's pricing model of flat cost per custom citation build. Although if SEOSpace decides, hey, we'll build a certain number of citations just basically for no additional cost as a part of the overall use of the SEO tool, that would be pretty cool too. We'll see what happens. Another difference between BrightLocal and SEOSpace, at this point at least, is that BrightLocal offers white label options, which is great if you're like me, someone who works with multiple clients and provides these services for them. You can provide a dashboard. Let me show you one. So if I go here to the rank tracker, you can provide a dashboard that you can share with your client, and they can then browse their local SEO tracking results and keep an eye on how they're showing up or not in local search. So BrightLocal includes robust local rank tracking. It shows your keyword performance in different locations over time. This is a revelation for most business owners, right? That you can track your location in different zip codes and or map pack visibility. This is the map pack. It's like the top 3 local results that get highlighted in a little map and then in a little bar below that. And if you can show up in that, that is money. It's the place to be. Local search tracking is a key offering in both of these. So let's go to local ranking tracker. They let you do just one-off searches for any business you want, up to 50, I think, a month. But if I go here to dashboard, I'll be able to see the local rank tracker for the school that I'm comparing in these two. The results are actually rather different. So the center dot is right at the center of the school, where the school is physically located. And if I search for private school, of course, it's the number 1 result sort of in this span where it's the closest. Actually, it drops to number 2 here, just east of Pocomoke City, according to this tool, outranked by a school that's located up here, which is surprising to me. And given my knowledge of this school and this area and how uncompetitive, frankly, this market is for this keyword, I have my doubts about the validity of these results. Now, you see, in terms of a general pattern, the general pattern holds, but the reported ranking for the school here is much more likely based on where the schools are located. So it makes sense to me that it would rank 5th after these 4 private schools that are all located in Salisbury, right? So if somebody searches in downtown Salisbury, it's not going to be the top result. But down here, totally makes sense that it's 2 and 3 rather than 6. Like in Princess Anne, it's the closest private school by far. Also, the difference between these results highlights another great feature of BrightLocal, which is that you can choose which pins you want it to report on. I actually created like a custom pin grid here for this school because the funny shape of the peninsula means that if I did a straight radius, half of the pins would be out in the water, and that's meaningless. I removed a lot of the pins that would have been out in the water, as well as just some others where I know nobody is coming to this school from over here. So BrightLocal lets you choose which map pins of the grid you want it to track, and both of them let you track multiple keywords. And it looks like PDF report is what the SEOSpace folks are working on in terms of a reporting option for clients. If you're someone like me who's doing this on behalf of clients, you'd be able to export a PDF report and email it to them. BrightLocal makes it a little easier in that you can add up to 5 email addresses to receive the reports in their email when it runs. How you can edit the grid. I pulled the center of the grid up a little higher, and then you can see I just manually enabled or disabled different points on the grid that I wanted to or didn't want to track. So that's what BrightLocal's local search grid tool looks like compared to SEOSpace's. The last white label feature that I wanted to show off of BrightLocal's that I really enjoy is this whole local SEO audit generator. So if you subscribe to some type of agency plan on BrightLocal, you can embed this widget on your website or wherever you want, and anyone who you share the link with can just enter their business name in here and get a local search audit, which I'll show you what it looks like. It takes their business category as the keyword, and it shows them where they rank relative to their competitors. It gives them a cursory overview of their on-site technical SEO mostly, audits their Google business profile, their aggregate review rating, how many local listings they're in, their rank tracker. I've worked on all of these a little bit for this client, so they're all in the green. It's a little picky, which I guess is good if you're trying to sell services to a client. The school hasn't wanted to really invest in any white hat link building or that type of thing yet, and so they're just not linked to from a lot of places. And that's relative to your competitor. And depending on your industry, some of your competitors are like national companies with huge budgets for crazy link building stuff, and so that may not even be a fair comparison. But there it is. BrightLocal also lets you connect Google Analytics, which I know SEOSpace does as well. Yeah, wow, okay, this was a lot. So which one should you choose? I would say choose SEOSpace Local if you want to keep it simple. If you're already using SEOSpace, of course, and you want to work on all of your sites or businesses' SEO stuff in one place. It's also great if you're just working on a single Squarespace site and you want to knock out the basics quickly. If having a checklist like what they provide would be helpful, SEOSpace Local is probably the one for you. If, on the other hand, you need to manage multiple clients or locations, you want more in-depth or mature features, if you care more about automated reporting, and right now, citation building, BrightLocal would probably be the one for you. Both tools are actually similarly priced, but as of right now, in late July 2025, BrightLocal offers a much more complete professional grade toolkit. SEOSpace Local is a great start, but right now BrightLocal is still the one to beat. If you've got questions about either tool, drop them in the comments. I've used BrightLocal for years, and I'm keeping a close eye on SEOSpace Local as it grows. Love SEOSpace for general SEO work on Squarespace sites. And don't forget to check out my other video on review strategies. The link for that is in the description. All right, happy building.